So as always, we need to take these things with a pinch of salt because you can find a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger content out there or video footage where here he's doing multiple exercises. However, when you do a bit of research, there were a bunch that he swore by and was like, these are the ones, and even if you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, and these are the only exercises you're able to do, if you just stick to these and you're consistent and you have a good diet, blah, 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 you will see muscle growth and you will see muscle synthesis and progress and evolution. And we have to remember, this is Arnold we're talking about, who has superior genetics. However, there's always things that we can take from this stuff. There's always information that we can extrapolate, apply to 2023, and ask the question, well, should we be doing it today?
The first exercise in the program is the godfather of all leg exercises, the barbell back squat, performed for 4 sets of 10 reps, 3 days a week. This is the only leg exercise in the program.
So we start with the barbell back squat, and I want to throw in here nice and early in the video that of course it comes down to intensity and how hard you're working, etc., and your genetics too. And this, let's not pretend otherwise, right? It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is the absolute be-all and end-all as far as I'm concerned when it comes to bodybuilding. And according to this video, at least, that I got from Paris Demeuse that somebody sent to me, is he would do 4 reps for 10 reps 3 times a week when it came to squats. Now, again, don't pretend he wasn't doing other leg work. Of course he was doing leg work. Do you really think this was all he was doing? No, but this was just the one that I'm sure he would start with, and maybe this is the one that he really put up there in his program again when he's stuck in Timbuktu and he's got nothing else to do. And of course that rhymed, and when something rhymes, you know that it has worth to it. So should you be doing back squats? Yes, you should be doing back squats. Squats are an ultimate muscle builder because not only are you going to work your legs, but you get a small testosterone production across your entire body. We're talking teeny tiny, but it's true. But obviously other muscles are going to kick into gear as well because you are just putting a lot of weight on your shoulders and you're going all the way down and you're coming all the way up again, so you're essentially a really jacked donkey. But of course, as the world has evolved, I suppose, or moved forward, a lot of people say, actually, no, you shouldn't be doing the squat because it puts too much pressure on your knees, or you are going to put yourself at risk of injury. And what I always say to that is, if that's happening to you, you're doing it wrong. Lots of people are able to squat without any pain. Now, that's not to say you don't have a pre-existing injury, which is causing you such ailments, and that you should actually just go, no, I'm not going to do squats because you've got a bad knee, or you've got a bad shoulder, or you've got a bad hip. But if you are more or less a healthy person and you're not able to squat because it is giving you pain, then you need to go back to the drawing board and you need to start again. You do not have to be squatting 200 kilograms. You're not a power lifter. You're not a strong man or woman. And if you are, you're probably watching the wrong channel. You are just someone who is trying to improve their health and fitness, improve their body, and have a good aesthetic look. There is nothing wrong with doing a squat with just the bar. I know, just the bar. It's 20 kilograms. There is still some resistance there. Of course, you're going to be able to do a lot of weight, but do that. Get your form right. Put yourself in a position where your knees and your joints don't hurt. Then you can add a 10, then you can add a 15, a 20, a 25, and before you know it, I'm sure you'll be back up to 100 kilograms. You can feel like a real person. That is why the squat is so good. You are essentially, in a way, getting an all-body workout, but with a focus on your legs. But moreover than that, think how hard it is to get any kind of growth in your legs. They are holding you up. So if you are standing up for, say, 12 hours a day, they have to be strong enough so that you don't fall over. So of course, that's why you have to smash them twice as hard as everything else, because you are essentially giving them resistance all of the damn time, and it's why squats are so good. But can you build a good body without squats? Yes, there's loads of different things you can do. But once again, Arnie said it, so you should probably do it.
Next up is the barbell bench press, everybody's favorite way to start off the Monday workout. In this program, bench press will be performed each day for 3 sets of 10 reps. Like the back squat, it provides a significant amount of muscle building stimulus.
So we move on to the barbell bench press, and once again he's doing it 3 days a week, and this time he's doing 3 sets for 10 reps. So there's kind of a similar thing here, but look, I've seen Arnie doing flies, I've seen Arnie doing dumbbell presses, I've seen him doing cable crossovers in some videos, and using machines, machines. So basically what's happening is we're going through the compound movements here, although there is something to be said about the barbell bench press in 2023, I suppose, and it kind of ties into what we just talked about, although this one I think is actually more specific, because when you do want to move on to doing heavy bench pressing, you are going to put a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and this is why it's a little bit different from your knees. I mean, your knees can be a supple joint, but your shoulders are the worst one ever, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but as soon as you walk into the Fitness Palace of Love, t-shirts available now, and you decide that you do want to lift weights, you're going to have some shoulder problems at some point. I don't know why it happens, it just does. It's because it's so complicated, and nearly every single maneuver you are doing is putting some kind of pressure on it. So if you actually do want to think about the longevity, and you want to think about the preservation of your fitness stuff, actually think, if you don't want a barbell bench press and you'd rather do dumbbell bench pressing or something else, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. just my personal opinion. I mean, it's kind of hypocritical of me. I don't do much barbell bench pressing anymore, but back in the day, if it was chest day, that's the first thing I did. I'd sit down there, I was like, well, I'm going to be really, really heavy. I think the other problem as well is squats, obviously you can go heavier given what the exercise is, but people think if you can't do over 100 kilograms on the bench press, that's a weak lift. What kind of world are we living in? That is loads. Anything over 100 kilograms is amazing. And once again, think about the sheer force you're putting on your shoulders. So given that there are so many good alternatives, I would say if you are a little bit dubious about it, or a little bit worried, you could throw this one out to the side. You could flush it down the toilet, but at the same time, yes, it's a great exercise. You're going to build mass across your whole chest. And the tip that I always give to everyone that you are willing to take or leave, because what do I know? I'm just some bald guy on the internet, is to actually, you can still do flat, but start with incline bench press, because I kind of find when you do flat, it doesn't really hit the top of your chest as much. Whereas when you do incline, you get a more full workout around here. And now I'm just rubbing my chest, so we're going to move on.
Next up is the pull-up. These will be performed for 3 sets of as many reps as you can manage.
Now we move on to pull-ups, and this is where I get excited. Now Arnold apparently would do 3 sets, and he would just do as many reps as he could do, so he was doing it to failure. Now that's really, really hard. Some people say, yeah, I can do 40 pull-ups. Then after about 6, you're like, this ain't good repetitions anymore, bro. Now you're kind of just flopping around like a fish. But body weight exercises are so underrated these days, and I don't know why. I include the push-up in that, I include the pull-up in that, I include the dip in that. Anytime you can do some kind of exercise and use your own body weight, it usually means there's something good in there. You should absolutely be doing pull-ups, and you absolutely need to understand that it's super hard to do. Your aim when you first start to do pull-ups should be able to do 1, and I'm talking about properly, where you actually get your chin above the bar, and once again, you ain't just wiggling and a jiggling. If you can then get to 2, awesome. If you can then get to 6, that's what I always say to people. Get to 6 if you can, and then obviously try and add more in there, because some people can do a lot, but some of these numbers that get thrown out there are absolutely ridiculous. That's incredible. 6 proper pull-ups using your own body weight is fantastic. And do not forget, there are ways and means that you can build up to this. You can use a band. A lot of gyms these days actually have a little, platform that you can use, and that will add some resistance to help get you up there. But form is important on everything, but on pull-ups, I would argue maybe it's just a little bit more important, but you absolutely should add them into your program. If you want to add some width to your back and sort of help other muscles as well, like the scapula, etc., pull-ups are just fantastic. And you can choose to do it with a normal grip, a supinated grip, some kind of neutral grip, whatever the hell you want. It doesn't massively matter, although obviously depending on where you put your hands may bring your biceps a little bit more into play. If you are brand new to the gym though, I would put them in there. Yes, they suck. Yes, they hard, but that's why they're so good. And once again, Arnold Schwarzenegger still sings their praises today. He loves bodyweight exercises, and so do I. And if the king is telling us to do it, well, we better get all up in the air and start flinging ourselves around.
On to the 4th and most controversial exercise of the program, the behind the neck barbell press. Performed for 4 sets of 10 reps each training day. This barbell pressing variant is loved by some who says it does a great job building their shoulders.
4 sets, 10 reps, behind the neck barbell press, shoulder press. We'll keep this nice and simple. I would just say don't do it. I don't think it's worth it. I managed to tear my subscapularis tendon in my rotator cuff because I was doing this and I didn't have the right support and I didn't have the right person spotting me. It ruined me. It's given me shoulder problems ever since, and I could have just done it to the front, or I could have just done dumbbell presses where you have complete range of motion because of course you're just holding a dumbbell. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. I'm not saying that Arnold Schwarzenegger was wrong for doing it himself, because again, look at the man, absolute specimen. It's risk reward once more. Like if I'm in a plane and I don't have a parachute, am I going to jump out and hope that I hit a tree on the way down? No, I'm probably not going to jump. Whereas if you give me a parachute, I'm going to be okay. It was a terrible analogy, but what I'm telling you is if you have the parachute, that's essentially doing it to the front of your head as opposed to going behind your neck. And also, the results are so negligible. You can find studies either way, and it's always 1-2%. So you may as well just bet on yourself, right? There's no point doing them. I don't like them. It's the same with lat pull downs and anything else you can imagine. Do everything in front of your face. That's a great way to live your life. And obviously, John Travolta and Nick Cage knew that too.
On to the last movement, the barbell curl, which is performed for 3 sets of 10 reps each training day. Oftentimes, Arnold would be seen performing the barbell curls as cheat curls.
So you can kind of find different information about that. But 3 sets, 10 reps, barbell curl. Apparently, Arnold Schwarzenegger would do this every single day, right? He apparently work his arms every single day. I don't know for sure. I'm sure there were some days that he didn't do it. But the reason I do like this is because definitely something we've done in the modern era is we've just added and added and added exercise after exercise. Oh man, you got to do the weighted curl. Oh no, you got to do this kind of curl. Oh no, you got a magic curl. always get barbell curls in there. They're the simplest and they're the best and they make the most sense. I don't care if you want to hit your biceps from a different angle, and don't forget bi means two, so you have two muscles in there. But the barbell curl is one of the best. Now, I don't think you should be training your arms every day. If you don't actually want to train your biceps at all, you'd probably get away with it as long as you're having a good back workout. Because again, a couple of things we mentioned in this program, or the pull-ups mostly going to work your biceps. If you've got some kind of row in there, that's going to work your biceps and so on and so forth. Same with your triceps when you're working shoulders and chest as well. I would always throw some kind of arm work in there because it's cool to work arms and it will make you feel good. And also you want to get as much growth and stimulus as you possibly can. But the barbell curl is absolutely awesome. And going to sort of rep ranges and stuff. While Arnold has mostly stuck to 10 here, you can go a little bit heavier here and there. You can go a bit higher here and there if you want to work on your form. But don't forget, he wasn't doing 6 all the time and he wasn't doing 18. He was doing 10, which is kind of bang in the middle of what most people will preach to you. So you can go, like I say, go down to like 6 and do super strong ones, but you can also kind of go up to 16 to 18 sometime and really shock your body and really focus on that time under tension and really focus on that form. Obviously, more and more people are discussing that today as well. But these exercises will never go out of fashion. So if you ever do see them in a program or you ever do see them in a list, don't roll your eyes and think, oh, we've come so far. No, we haven't, Lee. No, ultimately, there is a lot of truth to what Arnie has said here. If you did take all of these and you did do them in a gym kind of environment for a long ass time, and you were a brand new lifter, obviously, because it does get a bit more difficult when your body gets used to what you're doing, you would grow and you would see gains. And some of that is going to be newbie gains, of course, but it still counts, right? You're still getting that stimulus. And it's just good stuff. And what I like about it the most is that it's simple. I think we try and make the gym way too complicated. And I'm not saying it's not hard and that you don't need to be dedicated or disciplined, because you do. But work hard, be intense, make sure you're hitting every muscle group twice a week, and get your diet on point. I don't want to say that's it, because that's unfair. That's basically it.
Now for the final exercise in the program. Bent knee sit-ups, performed for 3 sets of as many reps as possible each training day. As most bodybuilders know, direct ab training isn't really necessary.
Right, bent knee sit-ups. Again, he's doing 3 sets and he's doing as much as he possibly can. I'm going to tell you this. I've been training for a long ass time. I love the gym. The Fitness Palace of my love is my favorite place to go. I've never been able to do these properly. I've tried. I've had other people try to show me, and I'm just a failure at them. And I've accepted that. And that's going to happen with some exercises that you try and do. For whatever reason, be it your brain or your physicality or just the way you're made as a human, you won't be able to do them. So I just don't do them. And I see Arnold Schwarzenegger do them, and sometimes I think, oh, I'd love to do them. Then I realize it's not for me, because I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger and you're not me, so you may be able to do it. So don't worry about it. And again, when it comes to sit up and abs, you're going to get loads of core work if you are doing the other exercises in this program, such as, if you're doing squats, core work. If you're doing deadlifts, core work. Even bench press, you're going to get some core work. And there's other ways you can work your abs and your six pack should you wish, but ultimately you don't need to. Again, we did a video the other day. I don't want to get into it too much. It's basically a body fat percentage thing when your abdominals are going to come through. But I think that's just a nice way to end this video as an example. Again, I've been training a long ass time. I suppose I am an experienced lifter in many ways, although I sound silly saying that, or at least it makes me feel silly. However, I've never done these. I tried once and I didn't like it. It's like the pullover. It just doesn't work for me. So I don't do them. And sure, you can go, oh, you're missing out on so much advantages here. Well, maybe, but as long as you're then dedicating yourself in other areas and you're pushing yourself in other areas, you balanced it out. And never forget, that's what life is all about. What a way to end. Bam! Balance and moderation. You can also get some supplements as well to add the extra 1-2%. And I mean, it's just like a teeny tiny boost, but I love these. GorillaMind.com/Simon. Use code and get 10% off. Again, I was using them anyway. Talked to Derek, more plates, more dates, and he got me on board, which I always appreciate it. They've never steered me wrong, and they always help me just that little bit extra when I do go to the gym. So if you do want to buy them, ships worldwide. And use my code, I get a little bit of money, and hopefully that helps you too. Get 10% off. Also, patreon.com/Simon316, Instagram and Twitter at Simon316, on Patreon, not Patreon, on Cameo, personalized video messages. Search for my name. Merchandise, pro wrestling tees, and Samson Athletics will come up on the screen and be in the description. Always appreciate it when someone buys one of those. But yeah, maybe you've never done one of these exercises and you want to add it into your program. That's the other cool thing about the gym. You may have missed out on it. There's nothing wrong with that. The only way to learn is to educate yourself. Maybe you're not a big fan of squats. Change that today, and don't be embarrassed about just doing the bar. If anyone comes up to you and goes, oh, you're such a loser, believe you me, you ain't the loser, and that would be them. Who the hell is commenting on other people doing good things in the gym? Goodbye.